this Monday morning. Today is the 28th day of the month of April 2025. We are always glad to be on your radio. Need I remind you that you are still tuned to Choice 97.1 Radio Without Borders. It's time for us to talk politics from this dial. Welcome to Political Platform. Your anchor this morning, once again, is Prince Afam of Fame. Always glad to be on your radio talking politics, discussing how to fix Nigeria and make it a better place. Please stay here, everyone. Let's do this. Good morning to you. Welcome on board. Make it head and say no, 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 no. Oh, oh, oh. Lead us of tomorrow. All right, this morning we have some house shows, and of course, as usual, let's look at some developing stories coming from different national dailies this morning. Before we delve into what we are bringing to the table, the former Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, has insisted that President Bola Tinubu broke Nigeria's constitution by removing Governor Soludo and declaring a state of emergency in Rivers State. Amechi also expressed disappointment over the ineffectiveness of the National Assembly in the matter, describing the Red Chamber as a very weak institution that aided Tinubu in instituting an illegal government. The former River State governor spoke at the ninth edition of Akinjide Adoshu Foundation annual leadership discourse titled Fearless Leadership, a Panacea for Sustainable Development, organized by AAF yesterday in Lagos State. Amechi said, and I quote, for a governor or a president who subscribes to such a concept, it is what he or she does that is law. It is not what is in the book that is law. There is also non-observance of the basic principles of the law. This is where government is not by law, but by the wills and caprices of the individual leading, like the current pronouncement of an illegal and unconstitutional statement of state of emergency in River State, aided by weak institutions like the National Assembly, which is very weak. What is even more alarming is that the breach in the situation is not even about the law. The president didn't break any law; he broke the constitution. And quickly on this particular one, you can't come from Cross River State to impose riffraffs on us. And I think this one is coming from River State again. The sole administrator of River State, Admiral Ibok Ekit Ibas, retired, has been challenged to explain recent appointments of local governmental administrators and others. Atedo Peterside, President, ANAP Foundation and founder, IBTC Bank, cautioned that the sole administrator has no right to come all the way from Cross River State to aid fuel the fire already burning in River State. He accused Ibas of appointing riffraffs into offices of honor in Rivers, challenging him to tell Nigerians how he made the choice of his appointments. And quickly on this one, before we delve into what we are discussing this morning, the immediate past deputy governor of Edo State, Comrade Philip Shaibu, has predicted the exit of more governors from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) following the defection of Delta State Sheriff Obuwori from the PDP to the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC). It was gathered that Sheriff had on Wednesday announced his defection from the PDP alongside his deputy, Monde Onyeme, member of the State Executive Council, members of the State House of Assembly, the 25 local government chairmen, some members of the National Assembly, and the biggest cash being Obuweri's predecessor and the PDP vice presidential candidate in the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar in the 2023 general election. And Shaibu, who spoke with journalists on Thursday in Abuja, said the reason for the mass exodus has hit the PDP was because those at the helm of affairs have drifted away from the vision and ideology of the party and are only preoccupied with greed to satisfy their self-interest to the expense of the people they're supposed to lead. All right, that is all we'll be taking this morning from the house show, so we have enough time to look at what we are bringing to the decks. Well, before I introduce you to what we are looking at, I have a gentleman in the building already seated, Mazi Ifedema, who is, of course, a public affairs analyst and, of course, a social commentator. Mazi, thank you for being here. Good morning.
Good morning, Afam. Good morning, our listeners.
All right. Mazi, are you at the moment politically affiliated?
Afam, the last time you asked me a question like this, I have always maintained that I'm a good governance advocate.
I'll be straight. Are you a member of APGA?
I am supporting APGA, but not really a member of APGA.
Okay, you sympathize for them?
Yes.
Apparently you're benefiting something from them.
It's not all about benefit.
But are you benefiting?
It's all about support for good governance, like I told you the last time.
Are you supporting Bola Tinubu APC? That's a question.
Not really.
So you only support our government. Since you are supporting every government in power, why are you not extending it to our dear President Bola?
Because I am yet to see the good governance of what he promised Nigerians. I am yet to feel it.
Have you seen what Soludo promised in Anambra?
Exactly. It's even visible to the blind and audible to the deaf.
All right, we'll know how audible if the audio is too loud. Okay. Well, you're not the only one in the building. I have an interesting APC man, that is barrister Daniel Wakile. He's a legal practitioner apparently representing APC in the court. Thank you, barrister Wakile, for joining us.
It's a pleasure, Mr. Morning, Nigerians. I think, yes, I'm happy to be here. And
you are still a member of the APC?
Yes.
Are you comfortable with the outcome of your primary?
Sure. So it was smooth and fair.
Indeed. Were you there?
Okay, no, I wasn't part of the
delegate. So were you paid to say it was smooth?
No, within the context of what we do here, at least in Anambra, there's no need for that. Nobody needs to pay anyone to.
So what do you do in Anambra exactly? Not winning any elections?
Well, there's always a first time to anything. You've always fronted the fact that
what are you doing in Anambra? Because you said based on what you're doing in Anambra.
Okay, within the party system, I mean. You talked about if I was paid to say that it was fair, and I said no. Within the context of APC in Anambra State, needless for anyone.
Do you think Valentine should withdraw his suit
against
your candidate and your party? Because Valentine has not filed.
Well, it's legal. Going to court is the legal right of.
Would you advise him to withdraw if he had approached you as a legal representative? Would you take the legal charges, or would you advise him to withdraw?
No, I will at least, if not for anything.
Sorry, you will take the charges.
I will advise him to. I mean,
because
first it's needless to start going to court. Come to the pools and then let's do this thing together. And then
he has gone to the pool and he said that he was cheated out.
Well, Valentine Ozibo, he came in. There's no way he would have emerged, as it were, the winner. Because, largely because politics is all about galvanization.
Peter Obi just left for Labour Party and won.
Well, he went unopposed. The people stepped down for him. But you see, in APC, there's democracy. It's not.
You're saying that the election was not manipulated.
Certainly, it wasn't.
Even though you weren't there, this is hearsay, and hearsay is not admissible.
Well, it's something. It's something that like we had a meeting. We had a meeting last week, and when we got the reports of the stakeholders and APC within the local government area in Nnewi here, and we got reports of what transpired. Yeah, so it's a
Okay.
first-hand information.
Okay, briefly. Well, it's still not first-hand information. You were briefed by a witness.
Sure,
So
sure.
so it's not admissible in court. But then you're a lawyer.
Well, there are circumstances, anyways, where hearsay could be admissible.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll get to that.
Yeah, sure.
And you mentioned the seconds. Welcome again, gentlemen. Meanwhile, Ifedema is saying that he is supporting our governor, and I've got sympathizing for them because they are still the good works of the Lord, and he wants to praise him, which is our governor here. And but he's not supporting Mr. President and APC. So your candidate is warming up to take over from the candidate that Ifedema is saying is doing so well. Do you think that Ukachuwkwu will be able to unseat Soludo?
Well, truly,
It's taking you time to answer.
the context is between APC and Abga, certainly.
Oh, really?
Yes, sure.
They said that Labour is joking. PDP is the one for the joking.
Well, we may not, for Labour, we may not shove off the person of Moalu with the wave of the hand entirely. But then again, I would maintain that the contest is strictly between APC and Abga.
But you kicked Mogara from your party after all.
Well, he felt his interest is not well protected, and then
So I said that Paul Shukruma, who built your secretariat, is not a factor to consider. Who is now in YPP.
well, it's you know, somebody, for instance, someone like Moalu has been deeply involved with in internal party politics for a while.
But is it Mogara or Paul?
Moalu for now. So now, but you discover that there's a huge difference between being an active player within the internal party structure, party system, helping in the formation and growth of the party,
And being a good politician.
and then exactly, and coming out for people to vote for.
And you said that Mogara is not a good politician.
Not exactly. Not exactly. He may have what it is, but I do not think he has had the opportunity for people to express their opinion about him in the form of casting votes and all of that. And but you see, our candidate and Abga have had that opportunity, and I think, to my mind, is an advantage.
All right. So would you like Ukachuwkwu to unseat Soludo?
Well, a straight up answer to that question would be a yes.
Okay. Is
Yes.
it because Soludo is not working, or simply because you're of the APC?
I think the latter.
Okay, Soludo is not working.
No. The latter is
Okay. The latter is
yes,
that
yes.
simply because. So even if Soludo is working, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you want the APC.
That is because we also going to work. Okay.
Is Soludo working properly?
Well, in the context of the roads he's building and all of that, I think we applaud him.
So at what percentage?
On a scale of
100.
Okay, on the percentage, I think I will give him let's leave him at 50 or 40, 45, 50, 40, 45, 50.
Average.
45, 50. I think it's okay. 45, 50 is okay.
Before we move to Mazi, who is of course full of smiles, Ukachuwkwu, what is his pedigree, antecedents, his tenacity and credibility like? Where has he been? What has he done? What has he been doing? Because we can't just bring anyone here to begin to learn work. Adam Wolonagoka. So I want to know if Ukachuwkwu has been one there. What has he been doing over the years? I know in 1999 he represented FCT.
Yeah.
And since, that's over 2 decades ago. And he is coming up. We must understand his credibility and tenacity for us to know if he will be able to, because you want someone who will do better. Thank God you agreed that Soludo is working, just that you will now do more work. Now, we don't want somebody that will come and take us back to, because some people believe, not my opinion, Mazi believe that APC took us back 10 years back from where Jonathan left us. So we don't want anybody that will come and take us back 10 years from where Soludo left us. So who is Nicholas?
Well, first, let me start by disabusing our minds from the fact that APC National to people's opinion is not delivering may not necessarily mean that APC in the state would not deliver. For instance, although this might differ from individuals.
So you are saying by implication that APC national is not delivering?
That's not what I said.
Exactly.
I said
that's what he said.
No, I said
exactly.
According to people's opinion.
And let me know
in people's opinion, they are saying that
in Barrister Daniel's opinion, is APC national delivering?
But let me deal with the first question.
The question.
Let me deal with you. Ask the question and you won't be lumping up.
Okay, so
go ahead. The question.
All right.
So I was just trying to juxtapose something that it may be too hasty for us to conclude that it is this way, it should be this way. For instance, a guy like Omahi is of the APC extraction. And
majority of the work he did was when he was in PDP.
Yes.
So let him
No.
Majority of the work.
How many
years was he in APC before he left as a governor?
He stayed up to 3 years.
No. I'm so sorry. What year did he defect? He left as a governor in 2003. In 2003 May.
Yeah.
And then he defected around 2002. 2002, 1 year, about 1 year and 3 months in APC. So which he spent over 7 years in PDP doing almost everything he did.
Now look at it, but the bottom line is this. However you look at it, to a large extent, it has listed to do about to do with the party as it were. But
what is Hope Uzodinma doing in Imo State?
Hope Uzodinma.
It's of your party.
Yeah, sure. That's why I said to a large extent is less of the party, but more of the individual. Now, bringing it down home, Nicholas Ukachuwkwu, to a large extent, would definitely, do a continuity. Yes, it will not be anything less than what is on ground. Because one of the things, if you're talking about the fact that, okay, it's been long, it just came out, it's only Abuja that he has represented and all whatnot, you notice that the incumbent was just governor of the central bank, and then he's doing pretty well now.
Okay. So we're not allowing him to finish the pretty job he's doing, according to
well.
You just want to play politics because it's politics.
Well, politics is politics, like you said, and it has to be contexted.
Okay, just want to grab power, whether you know what to do with it or not.
No. We know what to do with it. We know that we have the foresight that yes, we can deliver.
And let me correct an impression. They've actually defected around November 2020. And not 2023, as I said earlier. It was 2022. It was in his second tenure, 5 years into his tenure that he did that. But it's okay. Barrister, you have not answered the question of the integrity, the tenacity, the pedigree, the antecedent of your candidate. Where has it been? What has he been doing? What industry does he have in Anambra State? How many people from Anambra State is in his employ? You have to start from there. You cannot come from elsewhere. We must be able to know if you are coming to Governor Anambra, you must have been a lover of Anambra by bringing Akuluno here. So, who is Nicholas? What has he been doing?
Well, if we are to judge it by that way, anyways, it does have. But if we are to judge it by that way, then we must begin to ask the incumbent how many does he have? Okay,
yeah, that's a question I'll direct to Maz when I get to
you. Understand?
But then you answer the question that is, that was addressed to you.
Nicholas Ukachuwkwu
is a businessman, I know.
Yeah, sure.
So what business does he do?
Well, he's into different line of businesses.
Like?
He's into real estate. Yeah, he's into real estate, and I think
the one he's fighting with what do you call him, Wiki, right?
Yes, not just that, not just that, but I think that's in Abuja anyway, within the confines of Abuja and all of that. But then he has other chains of business.
And none of them is in Anambra State.
Some are here.
Which are?
At the moment, before the program runs out, I'll be able to get. Yes, I'll get that.
All right, it's okay. It would be better if you support someone you know very well, but then that's okay. You're entitled. That is democracy. Sure. Okay, but then our governor is said to be doing well by some people. My opinion is for now reserved. Okay, but some other persons believe that whatever he's doing now is just but a political window dressing. Okay, verbal acrobatics. The governor had to wait for this long. Few months to an election, he brought his Udogashi and started developing everywhere. And the rest of people believe that this is just more, a campaign strategy to get into office for the second time and finish up what is left of Anambra State.
Well, Prince Afam, there is no need to mend it if it's not broken. And that is the part every Anambrian understands very well. Soludo is doing marvelously well as the governor of Anambra State. In terms of infrastructure, you go to, I don't think there is any community in Anambra State that has not witnessed a touch of Soludo's transformational agenda in terms of road construction, mega projects like pipeline, water, and stuff like that. Go to Oka, talk about the new government house, and most especially the magic he did in terms of insecurity in Anambra State. So it's something that needs an applause. The reward for good work is small work. So I've been of this opinion that anybody who at this present time wants to, campaign against Soludo is just, wasting his funds. To me, it's just an academic exercise. Look at Nnewi, for instance.
Is he doing a good job roundabout?
Exactly.
Okay, since you said roundabout, would you say that the local government election he conducted was top notch?
The local government election was conducted in a manner it should be, and people are okay with it. The last time we talked about it, about my friend in APC, why they didn't go to court. I am yet to see any political party.
They are in court for a pre-election matter. The APC, GDK, your state chairman, right? They are in court challenging the amendment of the Electoral Act that was done by Anambra State House of Assembly, headed by Ukachuwkwu, a few weeks to the election. So they did not even participate. So they said they will not participate in an already faulty process, even before inception. So they are in court challenging the arrangement, the procedure that was even kept on ground before the said election.
Well, it's left for them. The matter is already before the court.
But let's forget about whether APC, as Mazife the mother believes in the gods, would you, before the gods, say that Anambra local government election, that all glory should return to the gods, our ancestors? That it was
the gods never conducted the election.
But
they never conduced the election. The government conducted the election, brought out various procedures in which the election will be followed. And at the end of the day,
and to you it's right.
And at the end of the day, a winner emerged. I never participated in the election, so it is not of me to.
Let me ask you: did you vote during that election?
I wasn't in Nnewi then.
Okay.
I wasn't in Nnewi then, so that is why
they are having the all important election and you ran away.
Duty calls. So I have to leave. I have to leave.
How Saturday did you vote in the local government election in Anambra State?
During the local government election, no.
Why?
I wasn't there. I wasn't asked.
Everybody left. I think I have to leave too. Right. There was a person directed to you, barrister. The APC National, are they doing a perfect job?
APC what?
National.
Okay.
Are they doing a perfect job? Is President Bola Tinubu governing Nigeria perfectly well? I don't know. You're taking time to answer.
No. Okay. It's not a question that really would require one wasting time on.
But you are wasting time.
Do you understand?
Okay.
The point is, what's your definition of governing the country well?
Give us your own definition and I judge the administration based on your own terms. You are at liberty now.
Good. Having given me this liberty, the implication is that
you shoot yourself in the leg.
No.
Okay.
It's about the fact that in politics, in governance,
don't answer the question.
Within the party system. No, I just need to lay foundations so that
there's no building site here. But go ahead.
Yeah, but the point is, every party, like I always say, unfortunately though, party systems in Nigeria do not have ideology,
including APC.
Party system generally across board.
Okay,
across board.
Thank you.
So, largely, what you have is the individual's objective the individual's
Belief system.
belief system perception of what they think is the best. And one of the things you would agree with me is that sometimes there are certain transformative steps that their effects and results do not always manifest rapidly. That's the fact. And then, having said the fact that the party systems in Nigeria are devoid of ideology, a single goal that this is what they stand for. It is now left at the wings and comprises of who occupies the power there. And that's exactly what it is. So within the context, within the program of Mr. President, the truth is that he's doing well.
Okay, he's doing well. What are the policies of this? Give us 3 economic policies of this administration. Name 3.
Well, we've had for instance the removal of the fuel subsidy.
That's an economic policy.
Of the removal of fuel subsidy, and then as it has to do with the tax reliefs and all of that.
Tax reliefs?
Yeah, within the tax reliefs, yes, yeah.
They gave to rural.
There were some certain goods that were exempted from taxation.
Do you know who these groups are?
Certain essential goods as it has to do with
baby food,
consumables and some medicals too were included, exempted from taxation within a time frame. Yeah, the specific time frame I may not be able to lay hands on, but they were exempted from taxations and all of that.
Okay.
Now, largely, the removal of the fuel subsidy we know have really, beaten so hard on Nigerians and all of that. Well, you discover that it's not likely a thing of strictly because of the government, as it were. It's more, or if you like, more or less a global thing. But then
I must saving from fuel sources. So I
must agree that
please agree.
Yeah, I must agree that somehow there is the place of absence of willpower to take certain drastic measures as it has to do with making sure inflation and all of that is dropped.
So Bola Tinubu is incapacitated willpower wise.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily incapacitation as it were. But then again,
he chose not to.
But then no. It boils down to, like I said, what he feels is ideal for the people.
Do you think what he feels is ideal for the people is indeed ideal based on your own perception and conviction?
Well, just having regard to, if you like, the effect of the overall decisions and all of that. We may admit.
Where is the money we have saved so far from subsidy?
Well, let me start from. We were told that we have saved some sums here from first subsidy. And
how much were we told that we saved?
It is running into trillions actually.
So where's the money?
Well, it's in the coffers of the government. If you
doing what there? So it was saved to be the coffers of the government. Is that the sense of saving it? Well, let me come in there. The president told us on 11th of July 2023, just 1 month and after the removal of the subsidy, that we saved over 1 trillion just in a month on the removal of the subsidy. Now, let's reconcile it with the data coming from the Debt Management Office, DMO. The president met our debt profile at 88 trillion. And in less than 2 years, we are now indebted to about 126 trillion. So a custom is the first quarter revenue generation by customs. It's even over 1 billion naira higher than the ceiling given to them. So every year, customs generate more than they are even mandated to, making money. FIRS just gave us their first quarter of the year report. They got more than we are even given to get. We are saving from subsidy, yet we are borrowing like a hopeless child. So how would you reconcile this before a judge of competent court of jurisdiction?
Well, I think the only thing that explains that is that somewhere, somehow, there is, if you like, lack of proper management of funds somewhere.
So Ukachuwkwu will come to Anambra to have the same lack?
No, certainly not. I've said this before. There are two separate things. There are two different things entirely.
Would Ukachuwkwu govern Anambra like tinubu is governing Nigeria? Yes or no?
Well, I would say in the terms of the economic decisions and all of that, no.
But
yes.
But in what terms?
He will not.
But in what terms would he?
Well, it's not necessarily. Well, let me just give a straight up answer that yes, no, certainly no.
So that is to say, okay, you've taken it back. So that is to say that Bola Tinubu is not governing Nigeria well.
That's not.
Because if he's governing Nigeria well, why can't Ukachuwkwu copy what Mr. President is doing?
I told you that it's an individual thing. So you cannot expect it to copy exactly because this is Anambra. Anambra has its peculiarities.
They told us they want to reconnect us to the center. That means they want what is happening in the center to happen in Anambra.
No, that's not.
And if you barrister Daniel is not comfortable with what is happening in the center,
that is not the sense of the reconnection that we are actually preaching.
So what the reconnection?
The sense of the reconnection we are talking about is that there is need for
federal presence. Okay, thank you for into that. Exactly. Now go to Imo State. What is the federal presence in Imo State that's on Anambra? What is the federal presence in APC? Don't take that to answer. We are listening.
It's now when we talk about the federal presence here, it's about the fact that there's an added advantage that the party in the national
is in the state.
What is
this advantage? We want to hear it. So know what we're getting into.
Exactly.
One of the advantages, for instance, is the fact that the chances of issue of disbursement of your allocation, non-disbursement of your allocation doesn't arise.
For instance, has Anambra complained of not receiving their?
No. It's not necessarily. Not necessarily.
So why do we have to go APC to receive what we're already receiving?
Beyond that, beyond the allocations and all of that, it gives an edge that yes, there are certain things that will not necessarily happen in the state where the party in the national is also in the state. That's just the fact.
Okay. Tell us quickly how the Ukachuwkwu will govern differently from the way Bola is governing. The sharp contrast there. Tell us exactly. Anambra listening, you ought to have paid for this campaign, but I'm giving you a tax freedom. Yes. So tell us what Ukachuwkwu would do differently, because you agreed that he will not do what Bola is doing.
No. That's what I agreed to.
No, sir, you said no, that he will not govern the way.
I said Ukachuwkwu is a different entity.
No, sir.
And certainly
you said no.
I did a distinction. Actually,
before you said economically no, and I asked you which other way. You now said okay, generally no. So we are taking you on your no. That is to say, Bola Tinubu is not governing well, because if he's governing well, you ought to have copied.
And I did explain that my saying no, it's not actually to discredit the national entirely, but just to say that this person is a different entity.
Tell us how Ukachuwkwu will govern Anambra different from how Bola is governing Nigeria.
It is not different from how Tinubu is governing Nigeria.
So he will give us back to back what Bola is giving us. Is that what I'm saying?
Mustafa? No, it's not about governing differently from the president. Okay. No, it's about the fact that he will govern Anambra State within the context of Anambra, because these are two different things. You will not be comparing the national with just a single part of the national.
The approach will be same, but application may differ.
Yes.
So what is the different approach? Ukachuwkwu, if the Anambra should give him their vote, that will govern in the next 4 years.
For instance, if we unseat Soludo,
you're not even sure. Go ahead.
If you unseat Soludo, definitely it's tentative. So because if we sound too categorical, people will accuse us that we have done something somewhere.
It's not going to happen.
So if you see Soludo, for instance,
Yes.
in his good sense of governance, because one of the things we lack in Nigeria is continuity. But I can assure you that there will be continuity in that all of the projects he has.
So he's copying Soludo. He has no agenda.
Gone. Definitely, there will be complete.
What is his agenda apart from
Yet he's yet to bring out his manifesto and all of that. But be that as it may, it's not a copying. There's nothing wrong in continuity, because that's part of the problem we have. You see a government leaves power and the other comes in a bid to do a different thing, and projects are abandoned. So it's not ideal.
So would Ukachuwkwu do 4 years?
Well, definitely.
As he promised to do 4 years, because the people of the North, Anambra North, are bothered.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, Anambra Centrals, they are bothered that if Ukachuwkwu goes, they will have to wait for too long. And just as the North in the country is bothered that if P2B goes, they will have to wait for 8 years instead of waiting for 4 in the for Bola. So it's a political permutation. So if Ukachuwkwu should go, as he promised to go 4 years, because people of the North are bothered, sorry, Central, they are bothered that if Ukachuwkwu goes here, he will stay there for 8 years. So has he promised?
Well, let's do the first term and then we'll take it off from there when the second.
Well, they will not vote if you cannot give them their word. I mean, your word.
You see,
what do you make?
You see, Alpha, my APC friend made some assumptions. You know, I'm happy that he's agreeing to some of these terms. The reality on ground, that is the most important thing. If we are to govern Anambra State within the context of the state, that means there is no need taking us to the center. That is number one.
Okay.
And again, even the president himself is happy with what APGA government is doing in Anambra.
How so?
I'll give you, for instance, recently, 2 of strong APGA stakeholders we have been appointed by the president. It gives kudos to the government.
Well, because
Mark Okoye and of course our Bianca.
We are not appointed because of their political affiliation or because of their capacity, what they are capable of.
It shows that the APOGA in the state has capacity.
So we are the people that trained Okoye in school.
You won't say. I won't say that, but we are still.
So let me comment.
We are still talking about.
Mike Okoye was of capacity. That was why APGA went for him in the first place. It wasn't APGA that made him capable,
and he was still and he was still a member of APGA when that appointment came.
So he was appointed
by an APC federal government.
He was appointed based on his capacity, not because there was something APGA did for him specially. So I don't think. But then, that's my position. Go ahead.
So, like what I'm saying, I'm still maintaining it. Wasting anybody who will, decide to go and campaign against Governor Soludo just want to waste political funds.
Why would you say that? Is it because you said you sympathize for?
It's not a matter of sympathy. I am judging based from what I'm seeing.
Are you working for this government?
This is Nnewi. Let's use our Nnewi for instance.
Please do.
Look at the construction that is ongoing in Nnewi.
That's the only thing you've been talking about.
It is not the only thing. You see, what the people...
What other thing is happening?
What the people really want, what Anambrarian wants, what Nigerian want, especially
is
in terms of give us security. Assure us that we can wake up in the morning, go to our market, go to our various offices, and come back safely.
And Soludo giving us security?
He's doing well. He's trying.
And you applaud the activities of Udogashi with their revenue collection pattern?
Well, there are people who do all manner of things to discredit the efforts of government. That even the same Udogashi, that doesn't mean that there are no section of it that there are people in it too that are doing marvelously well. When you go to their diaries and see so many interventions, so many rescues operations they have done, you have no option than to give them kudos.
The governor of Anambra State or the government of Anambra State had been shouting for Kuluelo. What does Soludo have that is in Anambra State? How many people of the Anambra are his employee? Because before he begins to attract every other person, where is that core Soludo in here?
Well, Afam, I will not be here to give you a direct answer to that. But one thing I know is that Soludo is an elderly statesman that's he promotes his people, his community.
You are not answering the question.
Like I said,
an ugly statement.
I won't be here.
Is Soludo a businessman?
I won't. You say he's a businessman.
I asked a question. Is he a businessman?
He's not a businessman.
So
the last I know, he's not a businessman.
Okay, so since he left CBN in 2010 June, he had been jobless till he became the governor of Anambra State.
Say so.
So what has he been doing? It's a question I asked you. What has Soludo been doing since 2010 until 2022? You tell us you are a sympathizer.
Soludo is a lecturer. He has been teaching. He has been an academia
before becoming the local.
He has been an academia. Soludo,
did he go back to the classroom?
Majority of his life, he doesn't base here. You know, he has one or two things he does outside this country.
So he's an imported governor of Anambra State. It's a question.
Even if he's an imported governor, facts have proven that those imported governors are doing well more than the indigenous ones.
So that Obiano was also.
Obiano is there.
Okay, so he
saw the Anambra airport we have today that you and I are enjoying today. It was Obiano.
You and I, have we gone to the airport together?
Maybe you have not. I have visited there.
So you should say Mazi is enjoying, not you and I.
Maybe you need to go there and confirm yourself.
Okay.
You understand? So,
okay, so
facts have proven that the imported governors are, you know, they have this good heart to, you know, transform their state.
Let me ask you a question. If Soludo is to join APC, would you still support him?
Okay, I will be very clear on that.
Please do.
Like I told you, my own approach of politics is all about individual. It's not necessarily about.
So if it's to join a
political party, I have seen what this man. I've seen what he's doing. I have seen his interest. He has interest to make Anambra the Taiwan Dubai
standard.
Yes,
is he doing it?
He's doing it.
So if he had been in APC, would you have gone with him?
I do not. If he's going to APC today, definitely I will still give him my support because I have seen his interest.
If he found Yoruba to be alive, would you have supported him against Soludo?
If Ifeanyi Yoruba is still alive,
do you need to repeat the question?
Definitely, I've been with Ifeanyi Yoruba all my life.
That was would you have supported him? Yes or no? It's taking you time.
It's all about interest.
You are not answering the question.
No, it's all about.
Yes or no? Would you have supported him against Soludo, Soludo against Ifeanyi? Let's go.
You are trying to.
I'm trying to make sure I extract all the truth.
You are just trying to complicate some issues here. But the fact remains that like I told you,
yes.
It's just what my own approach of governance of politics is person. I look at what you do. I look at what you do. I've been supporting Ifeanyi about my life down.
Because you believe in what he does.
Yes, because I believe in what he does.
And you believe in what Soludo does too.
It was recently that I also started examining Soludo's antecedents, what he's doing, and I'm okay. I'll say okay.
Are you amongst the solidarity groups of Ifeanyi that left for Soludo? Are you among them?
No.
So when Ifeanyi was living, who were you supporting? Soludo or Ifeanyi?
When Ifeanyi
was alive, were you supporting him or Soludo?
I was still with Ifeanyi.
So if he were to be alive today, you would be supporting him against Soludo, right? And you would be saying all this work?
Maybe.
Okay, so it's been that Ifeanyi is of more capacity than Soludo. That was why you're supporting him initially.
Well, I never said that.
It's a question.
What
it's a question I need you to answer.
Okay, the fact remains that when the late Distinguished was alive, I didn't have that opportunity to, you know, exray all the good works the Soludo administration is doing.
So I
was focused with what Senator Ifeanyi Yoruba was doing in Anambra South.
Okay, you are supporting blindly.
No, I am supporting based on what I am seeing. I was more concerned about Anambra. I was more concerned about Anambra South. Because as in charity must begin at home, and Anambra South is my home.
So my concern, his governorship ambition before he died.
His governorship ambition before he died. Yes, I was.
So you were blind. You were a blind supporter. You didn't make your analysis.
I am not a blind supporter.
Because then you were not seeing. It was when he died that the veil on your eye was taken.
That is not entirely correct.
Okay, please, what is that?
That is not entirely correct. Like I said, I was only concerned about Anambra South.
But he declared for governorship and you are still with him.
And I was still with him. He was still a senator then. I wasn't campaigning for him as a governor of Anambra, but I was supporting him because he was still a senator.
And you were supporting him to go for Anambra governorship campaign, right?
Maybe it's a talk of another day.
All right, let's not talk too much about it. It's been an interesting morning. This is still Choice 97.1 Radio Without Borders. We are live on Facebook. Why not do well to go there to see the gentlemen I have in the building? I have Mazi Fedema, who is a sympathizer of CC, our Professor Governor, and of course a PG Abga. Okay, and he is here slotting it out with APC stakeholder here, Barrister Daniel Wakile.
But Mr. From
I've not finished.
Okay, sorry.
Yes. Barrister Daniel Wakile. And of course, it's been an interesting morning. Everybody is trying to protect their interest. But then, we will invite you quickly, very soon, for you to, of course, let us know what you think about this debate ongoing. Quickly, Barrister, make that submission. So we invite our listeners.
I think I was excited when my learned friend here agreed with me to the extent that it's about individual one. When he said he would still support Soludo if he goes to APC.
Okay.
So it boils down to the fact that
so are you supporting? So if Val Ozibo had won the primary of your tickets, would you have left APC?
No, certainly not. I wouldn't.
So you are supporting APC, not individual?
No, it's not. The difference here is that
because you mentioned individual.
Now the difference here is that I'm a party man. Do you understand?
Okay, but he's not a party man.
No, he's not a party man. He has not joined them.
Okay, he's a party sympathizer.
But the bottom line is that it boils down to individual.
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. Interesting morning so far. We need to bring our lesson now. We have to keep sensitizing our people because election is just by November. It's important we keep doing that. So you vote according to your conscience, not according to political affiliation or religion, because you know that the religion is coming up again. Okay, which Barrister Dan is trying to propel. What that?
No, I don't do that.
Okay,
it's strictly on political reasons.
All right, I hope you don't do that. Yeah. But then, let's invite you. Come over to the Studios of Choice this morning through 090-3444-3717, or you call us on 070-186-66116. Go to Facebook, drop your comment, Choice FM 97.1 Nnewi, and be part of our discussion this morning. Let's go to the phone lines. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okoso, thank you for being here.
This is Okoso from Abatete.
All right.
Yes, because I don't know, the
All right, I'm very favorite if I may get the at liberty to be affiliated. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody in the studio.
We appreciate you, sir.
John, calling from Anambra.
All right, go ahead, John.
Okay, concerning Soludo, because I'm from Anambra State, Soludo himself is a governor. All this while, when people have been complaining about insecurity, what have they been doing? Just because election is just few months to go, and he knew that he supposed to have done the right thing for long, and he didn't do it. What was he waiting for? Along with that, then, to me, I think the devil you know is better than the angel you never set your eyes on.
Who is this devil?
We want him to continue because from the political processes around the country this time around, I know that they have nothing to offer. But just a personal gain. But lastly, I want to let you know, let you know, in my own place, Ihiala local government, he has done nothing. There's no project, there's no infrastructure, there's nothing to write home about.
So what of the security? All right, sir. I want to ask you a question. All right, can you hear me? All right, can you hear me, sir? Hello? All right, has this issue of insecurity bedeviling Ihiala since? All right, I am asking about the insecurity around that Ihiala local government. Has it improved since the inception of Udogashi? Yes. That's good. Mm. Mm. All right. All right. All right. Thank you very much. I think that's apparently the governor needs to fix security first before infrastructure, so that the contractor so he needs to fix security. That's what I feel. I'm not holding brief for him, but we're still accommodating your calls. Good morning. So sorry about that. Let's take this one. Good morning. Thank you for choosing us. We love you too. What is your name? Okay. From. All right. All right. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. Mm. Mm. All right. All right. Mm. All right. Mm. All right, thank you very much because we need to accommodate other people. Let's quickly head to our Facebook to leave some comments. Mma Olebara, Dr. Mrs. Mma Olebara from Owerri, democracy is meaningless if there is no opposition. Greed and avarice are the root causes of all these defections. We cannot kill opposition in this country because okay, this is too long. We cannot kill opposition in this country because if we do, who then will question the government of the day and hold it accountable? If everybody joins one political party, who will check the excesses of the ruling party? Who then will act firmly on behalf of the common masses and fight for their common interests and grievances? Let's keep purge and the able purge. Emmanuel Nathaniel Shikeze, Nigerian democracy lacks the moral values we claim to practice the American model, but I believe we are running the opposite. The present administration have slaughtered the constitution, polarized the labor unions, and the other arms of government are now puppets in the hands of the executive. Which way Nigeria? Nathaniel writing from Nnewi. Agonwa. Okay, that's not coming up. Agonwa Ahamba. Do you need to be asked when all the politicians are moving to that APC? Okay, a personal consumption. Don't know what they mean by that. Okay, but then that's your thought. Let's see if we can squeeze in two more calls. 090 344 43717. Hello. All right. Good morning. Thank you. It's good to have you. Your name, sir? Okay, go ahead, please. 2020. Okay. 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 All right. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate your contribution, but we have to go. Let's quickly take this comment. David Ifanichuku, good morning, gentlemen in the studio. And David, testing from Nnewi. I'm advising other candidates who dreams to become the governor to better use the time to start putting other things in order to go mind other business of theirs. Since Ifanichuku is no more, Soludo doesn't have any contender comes governorship election. Reverend Bishop Azwanoka and Shinde Nnewi, your messages are here, but we have to leave. Barrister Daniel Wakile, any advice to Soludo that you said you want to sit?
Well, the much I can say to him is just like we've felt the pulse of our listeners, let him spread his tentacles. The good work he's doing, let him spread the tentacles.
So you're not telling him to pack his luggages because you're coming?
That one is inevitable. That is inevitable. So it's something that will naturally follow our victory.
Inevitable, like in those states?
Certainly.
Okay. And of course, any advice to the APC candidate that says Soludo is not doing well, wants to take over?
I'm like, for the records, like one of the caller who said Governor Soludo needs to, Soludo has not done anything in Okija. For the records, in February 17, 2023, 2 road projects were flagged up in Okija.
Have they been completed?
From Nkwo down to linking Obaisi.
Was Okija here?
Yeah.
So that is
in the same local government.
It's still in the same local government. So works, and also I'm happy that he acknowledged that security is fine there. So for my friend in APC, it's just an academic exercise. There is no need to mend it.
There's no space in advertising.
Definitely no space.
Thank you very much, everyone, for choosing us. Remember that political platform will make a return. But then tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., I'll come back for People's Assembly. A bit locked on choice, 97.1 Radio Without Borders. My name is Prince Afam of Fame, signing off.